Hey everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with a very quick market update. If you enjoy these market updates, please let me know by smashing the like button right now. The more likes, the more market updates. So, Bitcoin has been correcting quite a bit and the crypto market with it. This correction is about close to 30%, but not even 30%. And there are many people that call for the end of the bull market. I have seen comments that are calling for see you in 4 years. It was nice in the bull run with you, but it's over, whatever, double top, M pattern, and so on. And in fact, yes, we have the famous McDonald's pattern here that has led to this crash. But I think this is only a temporary correction in the market and actually something that is very common throughout the last bull markets. And we have been seeing signs in the previous market updates here on this channel. So if you don't want to miss any of these, then please make sure to be subscribed. So this one is 27%, but let's look a little bit at the last bull market. For example, we had a correction here within this run up that was actually 31%. We also had a correction here that is down to 58%. That was in the beginning stages of this run up. And then lastly, in this bull run, we had 55%, and the bull market was still active and led to a new higher high. Although you know from the previous videos and streams that I believe this is an inflation driven high, it should not have been exceeded the other high. But let's take a bull market that is actually more similar to our current market, and that is the one that we had from 2015 to 2017. And here we really see a very similar structure to our market. And the drawdowns, they look very, very small, but if you draw them here, we see a 38% correction in this bull market. And then the next one that just followed, 33, 34%. And then we had another one that was 37%. And then another one from here down to this wick, 40% correction, all within a bull run. So many corrections. And then this one, in the absolute parabolic move to the upside, 30%. All of these dips in the ongoing bull market are smaller, are larger than the one that we have. So this one is smaller than all of these corrections that we had in this absolutely massive parabolic move to the upside. So, and in this dip with only 27%, our fear and greed index is showing that we came down from last month's absolute extreme greed, 78, to 26 on the fear scale. So fear is really big, and there is a reason for that, because there is a narrative on top of this, but I think this would have happened anyways. But let's look quickly what we have seen before in the charts and what is now playing out. So if we're taking the Bitcoin chart on the monthly, and we're looking here at where we are right now, and we look at the stochastic RSI, we had been saying that the stochastic RSI, the slow line dipping into this blue range, is actually worrisome, and that this implies that long term we would have a massive correction, because there was only one other time where the dipping in the blue line did not lead to a massive correction, which was here. And it was so small, the blip into this correction was actually so small that it is almost not recognizable. Every other time where we significantly came into this zone, like we did right now, we had a massive drawdown in the RSI and also in the price. Look at this, for example, here in our last bull market. This led to a 50% drawdown, and the RSI, the stochastic RSI, came all the way down here, formed a bottom, and then we went into our next market. So actually, this is a very worrisome signal, right? And also in the other markets, every time we saw this was basically the beginning of the bear market. So this is very, very unusual that this is happening, and it could lead to more downside. And there is a chance to go very, very low, even sub 50,000, without the bull market being over. And I think this is what we are going to face right now, that actually something like we see here can happen. So in this market here, in this price, we see that here also we had this basically into the C crisis, and our drawdown was massive, but the bull market had already started. So this was a 70% crash, I would say, drawdown after we already had our bear market trough and a month-long run up. So we see here really that the RSI went down all the time, and then we went into a massive parabolic bull run. Something like that could happen, and maybe there is something baked in the charts that we don't even know of. Some kind of crisis, some kind of recession, some kind of thing that actually will then force the Fed and the other central banks to drastically cut rates, to pump money into the economy, and to basically increase the central bank's balance sheet. So this could be already the warning sign here, and maybe that means that for many more months we will see this drawdown happening before we go into a parabolic move, like we did see it here, and then this awaits us. This is what I believe is going to happen. So for me, this is a buy the dip opportunity. Bitcoin is down massively. It's under the production price, which also leads to minor capitulation. Production price is at 60,000. You cannot get 60,000 in a market, so it's unrentable, or it's unreasonable to produce a Bitcoin right now if the electricity cost, for example, is 60,000, or whole cost of production operation, and then you sell this for only 56,000 in the market. So this is definitely a sign where we could see more minor capitulation. But let's talk about the narrative here, and the narrative is telling us two things. The German government is selling Bitcoin on spot. No one really knows why. There are a couple of theories around this where I will not go into in this video. But they are selling on Coinbase, on Bitstamp, on Kraken, and they have so far sold close to 4,000 Bitcoin into the market, which is quite a bit of money, together with outflows of the ETFs and Mt. Gox actually unlocking Bitcoins right now and starting the refund of the people that lost money in Mt. Gox. So this is really the narrative. Germany is selling, Mt. Gox is selling, therefore more Bitcoins hitting the market, and therefore prices going lower. But overall, it's unreasonable that Germany is selling. That is also what this member of the German parliament, Joanna Kota, is basically selling and saying. She says, not sensible, and says Germany should hodl Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. That's what they're not doing. They are selling it into the market, and probably there was an agreement, because this Bitcoin has been confiscated. Probably there's some kind of agreement in this process, justice process, that maybe obliges the government to sell off the Bitcoin. We don't know, but in fact they are selling, and they are not hodling it as strategic reserve. Overall, I would say that this is a very normal thing that we are witnessing right now. We are somewhere between, according to this, somewhere between optimism and belief. And usually in these patterns, there at some point there is a massive bear trap, and that could be where we are in right now. So everyone, it's shorts piling up above this level of 70,000. We see that there would be a massive short liquidation if we would move up in a quick strike. Overall, we see that so far our move is in accordance with what we are seeing in this sentiment sheet, so to say. So correction fed by overvaluation, concerns and premature fears that cycle has ended. That's exactly where we are in terms of the market sentiment out there. And the optimism had before reached a moderate extreme with all the ETF inflows. ETFs are only buying, they're never selling, and so on. And right now, these concerns are like, okay, Mt. Gox selling might be leading to extreme price collapses. The cycle might be over already. See you in 4 years, right? All that thing. I don't believe that this is the case. This could go on for a couple of more weeks and months, and then we go probably into our parabolic move. we also see that in terms of the previous cycles, this is nothing too crazy, right? So all these drawdowns that we have been analyzing for the 2017 and the last cycle, they are actually happening in every cycle. You can see this here, and it shouldn't scare you because we have seen way worse drawdowns. So you can actually see that this cycle right now is very moderate in the drawdowns here. Also, while others are fearful, actually large-scale investors in the ETFs are taking the chance and are buying the dip. So there is crazy inflows in the Bitcoin ETFs right now, buying at these things. And whoever got shaken out is probably the ETFs and the smart money through the ETFs that is buying right now all the Bitcoin in the market. We have seen that the price already bounced back from roughly 53,000 up to 56,000, and the reason for that is the ETF. So we see, for example, here Fidelity has an inflow of $117 million in one day and had positive inflows already the previous days, just here above my camera. We also see that despite Grayscale, actually all of the ETFs have positive flows. So we see a total inflow of 143 million, of which these 117 million are in Fidelity, and then some in ARK and some in BlackRock, and a little bit in HODL. But overall, these ETFs, they are buying the dip and they are taking advantage of this blood in the street. And actually, if we are going back to our fear and greed index, that should show us that this is now where fear is really, really raging, and we want to buy when others are fearful, and we want to sell or at least not buy when others are greedy. And this is now the time. So I believe that this is the perfect buying opportunity. Also, whales are taking this chance to accumulate direct Bitcoin. We see here Mr. 100, for example, accumulating in the course of one day 700 Bitcoin at the price point of around 55,000 US dollars. This wallet, whether it be a wealthy individual or an institution, is just buying a couple of hundred Bitcoin, 100 to 300 Bitcoin each and every day, no matter the price, and is increasing the buys when the price goes lower. One of the big drivers for price is the Fed and the outlook for the rate cuts. And that's a little bit also why sentiment has been down at the moment, because everything that the Fed announced and talked about so far led people, investors, institutions to believe that rate cuts might be out of the picture a little bit more than it was currently priced in. But the Fed swaps, they are still fully pricing in 2 rate cuts by year's end. So meaning that would be at least 50 basis point drawdown in the Fed policy. And that is what people will price in at some point once it's looking more like the Fed will do that. And at some point they will probably have to do that because either something in the market breaks, bank failures and so on, they will have to do bailouts, they will have to do rate cuts, and there will be a recovery coming in the crypto market as well once this happens. And then also maybe the return of the bull market will also be coinciding with the return of CZ, who is now at the end of his penalty in prison and will come out, and probably he will be speaking in the crypto space again. He will probably continuing to influence the crypto space, and that might be also bullish for the entire cycle. Overall, I believe that this is normal. 27%, as you've seen, is a very regular dip in the bull market, has nothing to do with the end of the bull market, and I don't think that we can kiss the bull market goodbye for the next 4 years. In fact, I think after 1 year of basically going only up because of the Bitcoin ETFs, an impulsive move to the upside, a corrective move to the downside was expected and necessary to cool off and to shake out the weakest hands of the market, and this is happening right now. So make sure to not be that person that at 70,000 said if it was only cheap, I should have bought a little bit more Bitcoin, Ethereum or altcoins, but be that person that says now is the time without giving out financial advice here, but now is the time. Everyone is fearful. This might be an opportunity for me. And for me, I say it is an opportunity to buy. It might be one of the last opportunities to actually get cheap Bitcoin and cheap altcoins before they absolutely go ballistic. Now, let me know by smashing up the like and in the comments below what you think about all of this. And if you think that the bull market is over, that actually this time will be different, or that this is just a cyclical nature, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I catch you in the next video update. Bye.